He loved him on the radio.
He was awesome.
Yeah, and they were in that game for a while. They have some issues, and we knew that going into the game. In fact, I had no doubt who was going to win the game. I didn't think Syracuse had a chance in that game, and they didn't. Not only that, but you were basically playing a road game because Tennessee had the fan base there.
Well, they did. All right, lots more calls coming in, so we will step aside and be able to snag some more. So stay tuned right after this on the Tailgate.
You spoke, we listened. You wanted the easiest car buying experience ever. So we're giving you the easiest car buying experience ever. Your schedule doesn't have time for 5 hours in a car dealership. Work, kids, soccer practice, grocery runs, jury duty. Really? That again? Gatorland Toyota puts your convenience at the top of the list. With Express Shopping, you can browse our incredible selection and buy your vehicle entirely from the comfort of your home. Financing, paperwork, trade appraisal, even the pricing can be done remotely. No need to come to the dealership. Gatorland Toyota delivers your new car to you. And what if that car was fully customized? With our pre-order program, it's easier than ever to get the exact vehicle you want, from headlights to trunk. Have a vehicle to trade or sell? Even if you don't buy from us, we'd love to take it off your hands and give you a top dollar offer that you're sure to love. Come experience how Gatto's got it at Gatorland Toyota today. Visit GatorlandToyota.com for the easiest car buying experience ever.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
It's a hard reality to know you're getting older. Believe me, I sit next to Pat every single day, but we all have to go through it, and with it comes some aches and pains with every single step. But the good part is the pains are fixable, and one quick stop into Titan MRI will get you going in the right direction. There's lots of us out there that think we can just handle pain or it'll just eventually go away, but what you may not realize, you could be ruining yourself for many years to come. I'm telling you, go see Joe and the crew at Titan MRI. Their entire mindset is finding out what you need to feel better and getting it to someone that can fix it. With an average scan time of just 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be back on your way, carrying on your day in no time. Titan MRI is the only locally owned and operated MRI center in Gainesville, and their staff has more than 20 years of experience in the community. And they've been so good that Lake City came calling. They've got a place that is perfect up in Columbia County as well. Even your own doctors are bringing their families to Titan MRI. So get in front of those aches and pains and tell your doctor to refer you to Titan MRI.
Whether it happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. Turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
The Extra Point with Steve Russell. Saturdays after Gator football. Right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
All right, we are back here on the Tailgate. By the way, and this, when I first saw the story, I go, well, this sounds like it was a post-game celebration, but it wasn't. He was just visiting his family. But Ethan Pritchard, a freshman linebacker who did not play in the game Saturday night from FSU, is in critical but stable condition. He was shot. He was visiting his family very late at night, obviously, and so you hate to see something like that happen to anybody, no matter what the reason. Kid from Sanford, not Sanford, but Sanford.
Which is where?
That's where David Eckstein's from.
Very good. Very good.
It's down near
over by
Orlando.
DeLand.
Yeah, DeLand.
Very good.
In betwixt them.
All right, back to the phones we go. It's time to chat with the football nerd, Antonio. What's up?
Antonio.
G'day. Nothing?
Now I can hear it. It's going
Antonio,
in.
you there?
It's coming in, coming out, coming in.
We'll put him back on hold. We'll try again later.
Coming in, coming out.
That means Woody skips him, just like he did in the line, the middle school dance, just right to the front.
That's right, with the head cheerleader.
Heck yeah.
I actually did date a cheerleader in high school, and people used to come up to me and go, "How did you get her?" And I'd be like, "I think she thinks I'm funny."
Yeah, good personality. That's how you get them.
I didn't have a good personality either. I think she was just a poor judge of character. So anyway, guys, I don't agree with the Cattleman much, but thanks for working today. So I want to ask you two questions. First one is we all know that DJ was rusty. So what should we expect him to improve on next week? What do you think?
I think the timing more than anything, just being more familiar with the receivers.
Which we can't be surprised is a problem right now because they haven't had live bullets flying. And on the first play, I think it was good that he got hit, was able to be tackled, and even though he lost yardage, that got him into the game a little bit.
Yeah, they won't have to throw sideways quite so much because he'll read a little quicker, release a little quicker, be a little more accurate. Is that what you're thinking?
I do, yeah. And we'll take more shots down the field, too. I don't think they were really trying to do much of that. And, and they'll run the ball a little bit more aggressively, so then you've got the play action and different things that they can do. So I think it was all still pretty vanilla.
Because they could.
Sure.
Yeah,
there was no need not to.
Okay. My second question is about Florida State and that offense that looked like best in the country there for one game. I was watching games all weekend, and I told one of my daughters, I said, the trouble with rankings the first week is nobody's played, and the trouble with, especially coaching defenses, you haven't seen a lot of this offense, and especially now that we have game tape on Castellanos and Malzahn's play calling. You think maybe Florida State will come a little bit back down to earth, especially since they didn't even hardly throw? What do you guys think with a little game tape?
No, because I think you had plenty of game tape on Castellanos. I mean,
yeah, that's what he does.
You had plenty of game tape on Gus Malzahn. It's the same offense he's always run. The thing that I think was a big factor was Tim Keenan being out of that game at the defensive front. They ran a lot of those balls right up the middle on them, and I don't think they could have done that if he had not gotten hurt. So I think that was a factor. But look, they ran hard and they played hard, but it wasn't like it was any exotic offense we've never seen before, or the Castellanos. We didn't think he was going to run the ball. If maybe they don't have cable in Tuscaloosa, but I mean I think they do.
Okay, so you're just blatantly blame it on Alabama not playing well.
I didn't think they played hard. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got out physical. They weren't hustling.
It's not a good look.
It wasn't good.
Right now,
yeah. I did a little research and I was looking at Texas, Penn State, Michigan, Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia. I looked at all these different schedules, and basically every other team that you expect to be really good this year, they have about one hard game, one high-ranked, kind of game per month. We have at least two per month, sometimes two in a row on the road, back to back. This could be really interesting. I thought I heard one of y'all say you'd be satisfied with 8-4. I ain't happy to hear that, but you look at that schedule compared to everybody else. I mean, for instance, Oregon doesn't even play Ohio State and Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be in the top 10. They play 3 or 4 hard games, and that's including like Indiana, who's you don't know if they're going to be as good this year as last year, and they're ranked 20th right now. So
but a lot of it has to do with where the preseason rankings have people ranked right now, and look, it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know. I guess it doesn't come out till tomorrow because there's a game tonight.
Yep.
So where how far everybody drops? Do some teams drop completely out? I mean, obviously Texas isn't going to drop completely out or anything like that. But do FSU and South Florida both sneak in there now? Because if you have Boise State ranked 25th on your ballot last week, you better have USF ranked now. I mean, they were the better team.
Yeah. So it just makes the schedule look even tougher.
Yep.
And I know you got to play them one at a time and all that kind of stuff. But this even with the playoff and the conference realignment, all that stuff, there is still no schedule equity, even in the Southeastern Conference. Just compare Texas's schedule, their non-conference and their conference schedule, to Florida's. It's a joke how different they are. They got to figure out how to make this more even, more random. Georgia still hadn't been to Texas A&M. That crap's got to stop. I know we picked Florida State, Miami, and USF in the same year. That's our doing. But the SEC schedule is not equal, never has been. They got to do better. But definitely, if Oregon's not even playing Michigan and Ohio State in their own conference, there's nothing new about college football. It's still a popularity contest. Now it's just popularity to who gets in the playoff.
Yeah, and I do feel like they purposely did that to allow more teams to get into the playoffs, where those teams don't have to play each other during the regular season, and that's certainly different in the SEC.
And to set up a better, sometimes I think a better championship game. Because it's not a rematch. They haven't played before.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. All right, Woody.
More variety, that's okay. More games, that's okay.
Yeah.
I liked all these interesting, even today's game. I don't care about North Carolina or TCU, but, I'd rather watch that than watch Georgia State get stomped. All these, or Florida against LIU. Only reason I watched that game at all was because it was the first game and I was curious. If that game was in November, who cares? I just hope nobody gets injured. I don't like those kind of games. I'm with you, Pat. I'd rather have it at the beginning than during the season, but I don't like those kind of games,
I think it was good for this year to be at the first game because you had so many young players and you had a quarterback who hadn't seen live action since last year.
Yeah, it's a perfect build-up to LSU.
Yeah.
So this is what you want. Woody, thank you, man. Appreciate you calling. I think we've got the football nerd back. Antonio, you there?
Hey, can y'all hear me now?
We got you, man.
God, I just wanted to say, man, all this goddamn negativity, man. Hey, Dooley, I got to use your slogan. Nobody suffers winning. I'm surprised you didn't say it. No one suffers winning like Gator fans do.
It's almost become a cliche for me to say that because I was stunned, 55-0, and we still got some negative calls, but it's okay. It's okay. Hey, that's what we're here for. Everybody to talk everybody off the ledge.
Right.
That's our goal in life.
I'm here to sprinkle some positivity. Listen, man, like I said before, I do think we on bound for a championship run. I know you said 8-4. I think 10-2, but I did so what people complain about with Lagway, instead of talking about the positive, they talk about the negative. Let's talk about how he finally caught wind. Mm-hmm. Of course, you're going to come out a little rusty when you haven't really saw live game action, when you've been hurt, injured. For him to finally catch on, to me, that's a good sign. That's why when the schedule came out, I love the fact that our first two games are the games that they are, to get all the wrinkles and, out of the way.
Yeah, and I think the fact that the second game is going to turn out to be a little bit tougher is even better.
Yes.
Because you could be in a game and early in the fourth quarter, you could still have a game where it's a 10-point game or something, and you have to do the things you're going to have to do down the road. So I think it sets up beautifully. Of course, as I say that, then USF comes in here with that big quarterback, and it could be tough. But Florida's got big guys too. Florida's got a 235-pound guy that can tackle him, I'm sure.
Hey, we was hired. Billy Napier was hired to build a championship roster, right? Well, he's in year 5, and I think that's what we have. By the way, I do like Tramel Jones. That he was very impressive to me for a kid who missed majority of his high school senior year, and then participate in spring due to injury. For him to come out and play the way he did as a true freshman with very little time, I thought that also was very impressive.
Yeah, I thought he looked very serviceable, which is all you're hoping to get out of him at that point, right? You're not looking for this guy to be a star. He's not being asked.
No, but he can throw. There's athleticism there, and very similar to DJ, I think, in certain ways.
There have been games in the last 10 years with Florida football where there was not a serviceable quarterback available.
Right. Hey, by the way, guys, this is the first time in Napier area. That's why I'm looking at the positive of all this. Usually, even in games like these, Napier teams haven't put up a bunch of points. So that's another improvement to me that I was impressed by, was the fact that I know it was an inferior opponent, but we've played inferior opponents throughout Napier Tenture, and we didn't score this amount of points in one half or for a whole game for that matter.
Well, yes, that and the no penalties. Remember, one of the big complaints about Napier is the 10 men on the field or different things that are not going right, and they played clean the entire time.
Game one last year was a little different.
Yeah. So that's I think certainly a lot of stuff they have worked on to try to make sure that they're better, and they were.
Man, I believe our schedule got a lot tougher. South Florida better than expected.
Yep.
Florida State better than expected. I still do believe LSU a little overrated. I could be wrong. I know they beat Clemson, but I think they overrated. And every year we always forget about a team that's consistently good, and that's Ole Miss. I'm more worried about Ole Miss than LSU. That might sound a little crazy.
At Ole Miss, that's a game that I think we've kind of overlooked. But you're right about that. To be playing at Ole Miss against a team that they would in 10 or 11 last year. So
exactly, yes, and we playing them towards the back end of the schedule after we don't went through LSU, the Georgias, and teams like that. Man, they might catch us. Say we beat Georgia, and then we got to play at Ole Miss next week, and that might be the hangover game for us, because I think Ole Miss is going to be better than expected because they're the team no one talk about. And every year there's a team no one talk about that comes out of nowhere and be pretty good.
Antonio, the only thing you need to worry about is the University of South Florida this week.
Florida. Yes.
South Florida is all you need. You need to get all the stats up on them. Don't worry about these other teams. Things happen. Guys get hurt. Guys, don't turn out to be as good. They have a girlfriend problem,
Yeah, things change. Just like the Arch Manning situation, I think the kid being attacked a little bit too much. I want to point this out before I go. Johnny Manziel's first game wasn't anything special either, and he caught wins towards the end.
But did you see the Johnny Manziel quote? He was on a radio show somewhere out there in College Station. What he said about Alabama, says people aren't afraid of Alabama anymore. And boy, he's absolutely right. Nobody's afraid of those guys.
Yep.
You see them on there. Yes, exactly. I think Vanderbilt may be the kryptonite that has infected them.
That's I was trying to tell some people that last week about, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Florida State win the game. I mean, Bama lost to, I know this is a new year, but Bama lost to a 5-loss Oklahoma team at the time, and they lost to Vanderbilt. That's something that wouldn't happen in the Saban area. Them some big shoes to follow, man. That's a lot of pressure.
Let me ask you this, Antonio, because you're a football nerd like me. Why was Alabama getting so much hype in the preseason?
I think it's living off past success, me personally.
Yeah, because Feinbaum was one of the guys that believed in him. And look, they didn't have a quarterback back.
Well, in the talking season, Kalen DeBoer, he was talking up Alabama pretty well, and he rehired his offensive coordinator that he had at Washington, and it was like just a lot of hype surrounding it, and he made everything sound good, and I guess all the reporters just bought into it.
Yeah, and that was the reason to bring him in, and they had so much success offensively, and but you can't coach what they don't have, and that seems like a heart or a want to, or
the story.
And that's
now,
what Saban would have gotten them to do.
And again, I think it's a load of crap, but they're complaining. That boosters are saying, hey, we see guys at 1:00 in the morning getting DoorDash and everything, at the night before the game, and I'm like, look, that happens here in Florida too, and I've heard that same story too. I would have a guy in the lobby that wouldn't allow that to happen, and maybe that will, but. The point is you don't want to eat bad food on top, when you're going to play an early game the next day. So, but I don't. That's not why they lost.
No,
they didn't lose because they ordered DoorDash.
They're loafing around.
Yeah,
no doubt. Antonio, thank you, man. Great to hear from you. We got to snag a break. We'll do that, and got about 30 minutes for plenty more of your phone calls. Remember, if you want to get into the Survivor Pool, brought to you by Titan MRI, you got a chance to win. Whole bunch of cash if you're the last survivor out of everybody. So just email me, thetailgate, WRUF at gmail.com. The Tailgate, WRUF at gmail.com. Say you want in. You got to get your picks in by Thursday, and then you're a part of something special. Got a chance to win $500 thanks to Titan MRI and a DJ Lagway autograph as well.
Yay.
So, should be fun. You're listening to The Tailgate.
Your home for Monday Night Football. WRUF.
Every morning I get up, start the trek into town for a busy day ahead, and every morning, I kid you not, I pass an ugly green van or truck along the way, heading to work as well. But the best part of that sight is I know someone is about to be wowed with the craftsmanship and work ethic from days gone by with the technology of today, because that vehicle has Vintage Electric written across the side. And that quality is evident all over North Central Florida, and with more than 24 licensed journeyman technicians, you can be assured that a call to Vintage Electric is a call you won't forget. Now, I'm sure there's tons of you out there with honeydews up the wazoo, and if any of those have to do with electricity, call Vintage Electric today. No job's too small, they do it all, from service upgrades to rewiring, appliance and AC circuits, and how about an entire smart home installation? That way you can just ask Alexa to turn on the tailgate. So have them put their tailgate down, grab their tools, and sit back and know your electric job is going to be done right. Call up Vintage Electric today at 371-8021 or visit them online at vintageelectric.net.
Hey y'all, it's Kyle from Leonardo's Pizza, Gainesville's iconic restaurant. You know, time zooms by and our town is changing all around us, but for 50 years, Leonardo's is still the calm in the storm. At Leonardo's, of course, we make delicious deep dish pizza and our famous garlic knots, but we sell memories. Come in to relive old ones, make new ones, and let us know that you heard me on the tailgate for 10% off your order. Hey Jeff, did you hear the new Starship song?
No, I don't think so.
We built this city on sauce and dough.
So, it's summer. No major holidays, no big gift-giving pressure, but hey, love does not take a vacation. If you're thinking about popping the question or just upgrading from that high school promise ring energy to something a bit more grown up, Oaks Jewelry has you covered. With decades of distinction, Oaks is where you'll find hundreds of one-of-a-kind styles you won't see at all those cookie-cutter chain stores. And the best part, you'll actually save money, which means you can still afford a honeymoon that isn't your buddy's couch by the beach somewhere. Diamond solitaire engagement rings start at under $1,000. Whether it's vintage charm, modern sparkle, or something totally unique, Oaks Jewelry has the perfect ring for your once-in-a-lifetime moment. So, if it's time to lock it down for the summer, make it unforgettable without going broke. Swing by Oaks Jewelry, where summer love meets unmatched value, and find the one, you know, beside your partner. Oaks Jewelry, distinct, unique, yours.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
The tailgate is open. Now, back to Jeff Cardozo and Pat Dooley, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
This is such a big MTV song, wasn't it?
It was big, for sure.
It was good. Easy lover.
That's what all your girlfriends called you.
I was easy.
Anytime they talked about, hey, like I get all the, it's like girls' night and they're all getting together and they're talking about each other's boyfriends. Like, man, I'm glad I'm with Pat. He's an easy lover.
That's not what any of them ever said. Okay.
I think so.
Well, let's just leave that right there, right on the couch.
Guess what?
What?
Out of all the stuff that we're talking about, there's only 5 teams in the country right now that have a current 5-game winning streak. And the Gators are one of them.
I did see that, yeah.
How crazy is that? So Ohio State, Illinois.
I knew Ohio State was one of them.
Memphis, and Air Force are the only other 4 teams in the country that have won 5 games in a row dating back to last year.
Memphis is one of those teams that could end up getting into the playoffs because now that you kind of take Boise out of the mix, even though they didn't lose a conference game, but you take mentally you take them out of the mix. Yeah.
They out.
South Florida could end up there.
Bunch of people in on the phone, so let's get back to them. John, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Hey, Pat, I thought you misquoted. I thought you were an easy meat lovers pizza guy. So, I don't know.
I'm an easy golf swinger is what I am. I'm swing too easy at it, yeah.
Man, guys, how excited are you in New Waldrop, man? Wish you would have had some of that mojo that he had this whole year. You know, getting that splitter, man. Did you watch any of that game last night?
Yeah, I actually watched the whole thing. I turned it to the Miami game once he was taken out, but I couldn't
exactly what I did.
I could not watch. Yeah. Like I would flip over on a commercial real quick, but anytime he was pitching, I'd watch. And he got out of that bases loaded jam by striking out Schwarber and getting Harper to ground out. I was like, man, this is awesome. And it's cool for me because obviously I broadcasted him, but I know him personally. We had like all these conversations about pitching and what it takes, and I know his mentality, and to see him successful like that, and his dream is playing for the Braves and all these other things. He grew up in Georgia. It's a fun story, and hopefully he can keep it up.
He still looks like he's 14.
How cool that he learned his new cutter off the internet. I mean, just taking.
Well, it was the splitty off of Kevin Gossman, and then even when a minor league stint this year, Sean Murphy, who's the big league catcher, of course, went down to AAA and caught him, and part of that process was, hey, you got to stop throwing this four-seamer. Like it's hittable.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was in college, to be honest with you.
Don't forget the game 2 of the
Yeah,
golly.
So he's gone to now the two-seamer. It's worked really well. And even Ravitch last night was hyping up Kevin O'Sullivan and how he recruited him. Although this is why I don't like Ravitch, because it was a perfect opportunity. He's talking this whole time, and he's facing Bader. And he's like, he didn't even know that Bader was a Gator. That was the perfect chance to say, hey, Bader was a Gator too, and these guys are going at it.
And they totally missed the boat on that.
He's not very good at what he does.
Yeah,
he's too busy with Little League.
That first inning, he did the Schwarber, man. He overswung that ball. I think that one pitch, he was like 5 feet over the ball, and I was like, man, that was just epic, man. I hope he's your ace next year, man, if he continues on that. I love that kid, not because he was a Gator, but just watching that last night was just so awesome. And even I talked to you last week, Brady yesterday had another classic outing, man. I'm so excited. I hope that the Reds will continue to have him. Anyway, those are two of the great Gators I'm really enjoy watching. Besides, Cags is out a little bit.
Well, I was going to tell Jeff the news came today. Cags has been called back up, and India sent down. So, it was a Gator on Gator exchange.
Right. And Wyatt's been he's been serviceable. I mean, he hasn't been tearing it up. He has over 20 home runs, which is, that's good. I mean, you kind of hope he would have had a little bit better.
Yeah, he's been hurt on and off this year though, and I think they really love what he does. I mean, he's playing a great left field, and
he's only 2 years out of college.
Doing a lot of things. So they're going to have him for a long time.
Right. And you guys, real quick, I won't keep you too long in this, but seeing the success of the Florida teams. I mean, it's just the three. I mean, USF is not going to be a walk in the park. People are. I know people are like on red alert about these guys. I tell you what. Florida, I know there's the high alert for these coaches, but they better not sleep on USF, man. That could be
they won't.
Scary ball game.
They're not going to do that. I mean, that if that score didn't wake everybody up, I think they're fired up though to play against an in-state.
And Napier spent 5 minutes today talking about USF and the quarterback and what he can do to you and all those types of things. So they're well aware of what's coming to town this week.
And then those two ends from Miami, I tell you what, they're for real.
Yep.
Man, those guys, that's going to be a scary game too. But anyway.
They kind of wore Notre Dame down in that regard too. Yeah.
They did. Yep. All right, guys.
Thanks, John.
I appreciate you taking my call. Have a good day.
Yep, sure thing.
Humidity with another victory. Yeah. Florida humidity.
That it was. Bernard, what's up, man?
Hey, couple of baseball questions. Hey, first, has Harrison Bader ever won a Gold Glove, Jeff?
He has not, but he should. I mean, that's why all these teams keep picking him up, because how good he plays center field.
I thought based on what he did at UF that he would hit a little better in the major league. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured he was about maybe a ceiling of a 20-homer guy. He's not the biggest guy in the world. So I think, this year for him is probably one of his better years offensively, even though he's been on a couple of teams now. But everybody keeps picking him up because they know how valuable he is defensively.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to ask you, kind of saw it. I was going to ask you what kind of hamstring that was that Cash had that had him out so long. But what was I saw he's activated. What's been going on with him with this supposedly hamstring that he had?
Yeah, that's what it was. And I think the Royals eased him back into it because they've actually been playing really well over the last 3 weeks when he wasn't there. They're getting other guys opportunities, so it'll be interesting to see how they shuffle him back in. He wasn't hitting all that well, but then he went down to the minors and tore it up again, just like he did before he got called up. So I think they just want him healthy for the stretch run, and now that he's playing right field, he's certainly running a lot more than just hanging out at first base. But yeah, it was just a little bit of a hindrance, and I think part of it was hurting his swing too, and that was part of the why the struggles and why they took longer than what it should normally be for that.
Oh, so he did. Oh, I didn't realize. So with this hamstring, he did go back and do a little bit another spin in the minor league.
Correct. Yep, he's been down there for I think about 3 weeks.
If I had legs like him, my hamstring would be hurting all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, but hey, the other thing, football game. I watched this Clemson and LSU game. Jeff, I really think that Florida, I think the defense is going to be okay. And you watch Notre Dame and Miami. I think the season probably going to boil down to the offense. Miami beat Notre Dame on a field goal 27. I think, Jeff, you got to get up to that 32, 34 points a game. I really do if you want to have an incredible season. And you playing a lot of these teams with good defenses, and are you going to be able to put points on the board? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, one thing about it is defense is usually ahead of offense. That's a cliche, but it's true. And we saw that a lot. We saw it with Ohio State, Texas. We saw it to a point with some of the other games. I'm blanking on the other game that I was trying to think of.
Well, I think even Clemson LSU was low scoring.
Yes. So yeah, there was a lot of that going on.
And then Notre Dame struggled, but I think the good part is obviously you saw Vernell Brown get out there. You haven't seen Dallas Wilson yet, and I think but what did we see? We actually saw 4 wide. Yeah. And that was the question. Is Florida going to be able to do that? Because, Bernard, I think you're exactly right. I think Napier knows that that's going to be a big part of it. I think he feels the defense is going to be good, but they have to outscore people this year, and that's part of why they haven't had a ton of success. And he opened it up a little bit more at the end of last year when they started winning all those games. They averaged over 30 in those 4 victories down the stretch last year. So I think he understands that, and you'll see some play calls to try to go for the jugular, so to speak.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Once Dallas Wilson gets back and they've got all those receivers ready to go and playing a big game. This is a big game this week. I mean, I would assume the rankings won't come out till tomorrow, but I would think you got to sneak South Florida in the rankings now.
Yeah.
So then it'll be interesting. I think maybe that gets you a little bit more focused, a little more fired up. But hey, they need to be ready to play no matter what. You only get 12 of these guaranteed a year.
Yes, a couple of things. I guess I was able to watch the game Saturday, and a lot of things they don't make public now. We saw a lot of guys, maybe they're being overly cautious. You saw a lot of guys on the sideline, Jeff, with a jersey on and a pair of pants. I don't know what that's all about. Caleb Banks didn't play. And as I go online, and you were there, Jeff, a lot of people are complaining about the play of Bryce Lovett at right tackle.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on those two things?
Yeah, I thought Lovett struggled a lot, especially against obviously weaker competition. That was a little scary. But then you grade out Barber and you grade out Slaughter, and Pro Football Focus had them over 90 and phenomenal. So they have to get better there. But the good news is Bernard, they have depth. And we saw them try some other guys, and they were fine more towards the end of the game. And I think for Banks, it's just –
he was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah. So just trying to get him, make sure everything's all right for the big games.
What does Lovett grade out at for Pro Football Focus?
I think in the 70s. It was bad.
Okay. All right. Hey, man, you guys have a great day.
Yeah,
okay?
Thanks, Bernard.
Yeah.
All right, we're behind on this last break, so we'll knock it out and try to come back with a few more phone calls to finish up a Monday edition of the Tailgate. When the Florida heat kicks in, your home should be a place to cool down, not sweat it out. That's where Crystal Air and Water comes in, North Central Florida's trusted HVAC team for more than 20 years. Whether it's a quick repair or a full AC upgrade, Crystal Air makes it easy to keep your family comfortable with flexible financing options, including 0% interest for 12 months for qualified buyers. With simple monthly payments, getting a new AC system is easier and smarter than ever. So you can now focus on what really matters, keeping your home cool and your family happy. Call 352-333-0460 or visit acpenguin.com. Check out all your options and to apply online. Again, that's acpenguin.com because every Florida family deserves cool comfort that they can count on. Crystal Air and Water, the area's #1 rated HVAC company for more than 20 years, where your family's comfort is their family's business. License number CMC 1249384. All right, it's summer, sun's out, motivation's up, and yeah, abs are still in there somewhere. So you lace up the sneakers, hit the gym, maybe try a few crunches, a jog, a 500-pound squat, casual. Next thing you know, bam, your back is filing a formal complaint. But hey, don't panic. I've got a guy. Dr. Paul Gardner at Gardner Chiropractic and Injury. He's not just some guy with a fancy table. He's a coach, an athlete, and the go-to fix-it guy when your body goes, yeah, nope. From general adjustments to full rehab and therapy, he'll get you feeling like yourself again, minus the hobbling. And with access to MRIs, ultrasounds, x-rays, and even blood work, he cuts out the guesswork and gets it straight to the let's fix this part. You can find him right next to Gainesville Health and Fitness on University Avenue. The number, 352-727-4438. Gardner Chiropractic and Injury, the place to go when summer hits you back. We all want to have fun, and with the sun, there are so many ways to do it here in North Central Florida. But the problem is that stuff is so expensive nowadays, and just to get enough stuff to get it going is going to cost you an arm and a leg, unless you head to Play It Again Sports. Golf clubs, baseball bats, exercise equipment, disc golf, pickleball paddles, water sports stuff, bikes, and lacrosse gear are just a fraction of the things in the store, and you can get them at a fraction of the price. There's no need to buy new, and they've got a heck of a crew ready to help you with whatever you need. So don't let outrageous costs stop you from enjoying the outside. Head on over to Play It Again Sports.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
The rest of our Labor Day Monday is looking pretty nice. Partly cloudy skies. Still, though, a few showers, maybe some rumbles of thunder out there. 86 our high temperature. Breezy conditions as we head into this evening. Still a bit on the breezy side, feeling nice. Low of 69 tonight. For tomorrow, Tuesday, a little warmer, 88 with a few late day afternoon thunderstorms. Even warmer for Wednesday, high 92. From the WFT Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
It's always a good time at the tailgate. Weekdays beginning at 4, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
You know, the most glorious thing about this weekend, even though I didn't get the results I wanted in a lot of games, but still, was that we didn't have to talk about what we think is going to happen or talk about, like, I was going to ask you about the North Carolina game tonight, what your thoughts are, but really, do we care? Let's just watch the game now. Now we can just watch the game.
Nobody cares what I say.
Game.
I'm anxious to see Bill Belichick, see if he can get all the kiddies to play right. Hey, Mike.
Is Chickadee will be upstairs? Or
Probably. Yeah. Should be watching. Hey, Mike, welcome.
Hey, gentlemen. Jeff, you never sent me a link to get into the pit.
Yeah, they're all in. The Survivor one would have come from the tailgate because I can copy and paste that one. The other one would have come from Yahoo, so you might just have to check your spam. So if you sent an email, I sent
I did.
The link.
Yeah, I did.
So it should be try it again and just look for spam.
Okay, I'll let you know if it
All
doesn't
right.
show up. There's a lot to be really pleased about. Only the first time in the history of Gator football that we held a team scoreless and didn't have one penalty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so many people before said, I just want a clean game. I don't want anybody to get hurt, and we didn't get anybody hurt. So there's a lot to be really pleased about. And Browns and just amazing. He's going to be something else. But when after the game, the coach looks at the film and they pick and see how they can get better. Are they being negative?
No, but they're not advertising it.
Okay, so but that's what they do after a game. They see how can we get better. That's all fans do. That's not being negative. If you say, well, I think maybe we could get better here, that's not being negative. I don't know why that looks at as being negative. Like that other caller said, why is everybody so negative? They're just looking at the game and saying, hey, maybe we can get better here. That, to me, that's just fans that care.
But I would enjoy 55-0 win. I mean, I would not let anything bother me, especially with no penalties.
Yeah, but you can enjoy that, and you can say, oh, that was good, but then you can look and say, maybe we shouldn't run the bubble screen. We ran it 5 times for -4 yards. The reason that play doesn't work is because our wide receivers don't block. They just try to get in the way with people. I don't know if that's the way it's taught now, but you don't see wide receivers just taking somebody and
and that's normally where Billy Gonzalez is pretty good as a coach. Like he emphasizes that you don't get on the field unless you block. So I think that'll be a huge point of emphasis moving forward.
Yeah, and so, but that's the way that play works. But when I say that, I'm not being negative. I'm just saying maybe they could get better if they did this. I just don't understand why that's being negative.
Yeah, that's fair.
I still enjoy everything. It doesn't ruin the game because I think maybe they could get better at this one thing. It doesn't, it's not. So I just wish people would think that these people are saying, I'm a little concerned about the field goal kicking. That's not being negative. That's just, that's something you might be a little concerned about. So
I'm very concerned about it.
Yep. All right, Mike. Yeah. He'll be fine. Dude can boot it. And, the 57-yarder was off the upright. That would have been good from 65. Easy. So he'll be better.
He'll be all right.
I missed a couple kicks last week. All right. Can't be better than Maya today.
Negatively
she crushed it.
Affected by my golf performance.
That's right. Don't forget TCU North Carolina at 7:30 tonight here on the station. Again, if you want to get into the Survivor Pool, $500 in cold hard cash from Titan MRI and DJ Lagway autograph. A lot of fun stuff. So email the tailgate, WRUF@gmail.com. I'll get you the link, and we'll have some fun with that.
We'll be back tomorrow live from Hawkstone. Until then, I am Pat Dooley for Jeff Cardozo. We are deep, way back, and we are out.
You spoke, we listened. You wanted the easiest car buying experience ever. At Gatorland Toyota, we give you the easiest car buying experience ever. With Express Shopping, you can shop and buy your vehicle entirely from home. We'll even deliver your car to you. Want a customized Toyota? With our pre-order program, you can get the exact Toyota you want. And if you have a vehicle you'd like to trade or sell, we'll buy it whether you buy from us or not. Come experience how Gatto's got it at Gatorland Toyota today. Visit GatorlandToyota.com for the easiest car buying experience ever.
Hi, this is Dr. Art Mowry of Exceptional Dentistry. Listen